What's going on, everybody? The Original Mako back, and as the title suggests, I am going to be giving you guys an update and a thank you. And then afterwards, I'm just going to kind of ramble on for probably a while. I don't know, which some of you may want to listen to, some of you may not. I just feel like talking, even though it's technically talking to nobody, is good for me. It helps me get all my stuff out. And maybe some of you will kind of, connect with the things I'm saying, even though I'm sure I'll go on tangents and it'll be not a very linear, structured video at all, but I just want to talk. But first and foremost, before we get to any of that, let me give you guys an update, first and foremost, if that's why you clicked on the video. My goal, my plan, is to take one more week off and restart normal streams and videos next Monday, which would be the 31st of October nope, that is a complete lie. That would be the 7th of November. Restart all of my regular content and whatnot then. And I'll kind of explain why here. This past week off, I think has been really, really good for me mentally, physically. And I want to really drill this schedule that I have right now. I want to drill it into my mind as like something I need to keep doing. So I think one more week of just staying away from everything and just being kind of doing what I need to do is going to be really, really good for me. I think I could start streaming and making videos again right now and being, normal with my mentality and all that stuff. But I just think personally, this is a really big moment for me. So I really want to make sure I do this right and get this done right. So November 7th is hopefully when I'm going to be back doing regular content. If it's any earlier or later, I'll obviously give you guys another update. And then second of all, before I get into my rambling, I would like to thank all of you. And there's nothing I can do or say to show or express how unbelievably grateful and blessed I am to have made a community like this. To have this kind of community is unbelievable. On that last video, people who had never commented anything before, who said, "Oh, I've been watching your videos for a while, but I just wanted to come out here and give you a little extra support and tell you, I'm here for you," and all this other stuff. It's ridiculous. And I was just blown away by the comment section in that video. And honestly, if any of you guys are going through stuff, you could go look at that video and just look at those comments, and it's easy to see that you're not going through it alone. There's a lot of other people that are going through it, have gone through it, and have gone on to see the other side of it, right? Or join the Discord and chat in there. Honestly, I mean, I've never seen a community that has been so unbelievably supportive, and I'm sure they'd be glad to keep that going in Discord. I know I would. I know being able to talk to people, whether it's random strangers or not, is something that can help out a lot. So I wanted to thank you guys a ton for the response to that video. It was mind-blowing, and it helped me out like a ton. It's been a huge part of this last week, is just going back through that comment section and seeing all those comments again and rereading stuff that really hits home. And, if somebody ever asks like, "Oh, what's your favorite part about streaming?" or "Why do you make content?" or anything, I don't even have to say anything anymore. I can just show them that video and say, "Look at the kind of community that we have over here." And it's just unbelievable. So I wanted to say thank you. And give you guys an update. But now that that's out of the way, I'm going to just kind of talk a little bit more. I don't want to get too personal, but I also want to be just open with you guys about everything. And I feel like talking about it helps me, and it might help some of you guys if you're going through something. And just, I've always been somebody I feel like who's very, you know, passionate with whatever emotions I'm feeling about anything, and I'm very, or about anything I'm doing, really. I just feel like passionate is something that I really am about a lot of different things. This glare is going to drive me insane. So, this past week, basically, I think the most important thing that I kind of want to talk about is how important this has been for me. I would say I have had 3 real relationships. First girl I met when I was 16. We dated for almost 3 years. It ended because of long distance. She went to college at the University of Kentucky. I stayed at Ohio State. We tried, and the distance just wasn't happening. Second girl I dated for almost a year. Found out she cheated on me like 5 times during the relationship. And this one, the most recent relationship, dated for almost a year again. And this is genuinely, I think, the first time, I know this is the first time that I've been able to, once it's all said and done, kind of step back and really, really look at everything over all of these relationships and kind of evaluate how, like I was trying to figure out where did I go wrong to get to this point? Why am I here? Why am I in pain? What is going on? And I think it's because after that first relationship ended, so a lot of you guys may know, some of you might not. Every year I go on an annual North Carolina trip, a trip with me and my roommate, Bill. We go to North Carolina where my best friend lives, stay with him for a little bit, and then we go to a convention in Florida, and then back to North Carolina, and then back home. It's usually like a 1.5 to 2 week trip, and it's one of the highlights of my year. We've done it 4 years in a row now. Plan on doing it for a 5th year next year. The first year we were doing that and going to that convention, my girlfriend at the time, my first girlfriend that I dated for almost 3 years, broke up with me. We'd been arguing and fighting, and she broke up with me the night before I left. So I didn't get much sleep, but very early the next morning, I went to go pick up Bill because we weren't living together at the time. So I went to go pick him up, and then I went to North Carolina, and then Florida, and then North Carolina, and then back home. So for 2 straight weeks, I was just distracted. I didn't want to think about it at all, and I didn't. And the distractions were good because I didn't have to feel that pain, really. And by the time I had gotten home, I had already been so distracted with everything and kind of just gotten through it with just pure distractions. So I didn't really have to think and evaluate, what could I have done better? When I go to my next relationship, what do I want to make sure the other person doesn't have that, some of the bad things that I may have overlooked because, I was in love with her or whatever. So I didn't really get to fix myself and get better myself in any way and know I didn't get to learn what I wanted in a relationship anymore. And then the second one, after I found out she had cheated on me, I was a wreck for 2 weeks. Some of you guys might know this, actually. I took a really long break. I think it was like almost a month break. 2 years ago? I don't even remember the timeline anymore. But I took a really long break after that one because I was depressed. For the first time in my life, I was genuinely depressed. Like, I would wake up every morning. This is at my old apartment. I'd wake up, I'd walk to the couch, lay on the couch for 10, 11, 12 hours, and go to bed. Occasionally I'd shower. Occasionally I'd eat food. Occasionally I'd go to the bathroom. That was literally it for about 2 straight weeks. And during that time, I didn't think about anything at all. I had no motivation. I didn't try to get myself better. I didn't do anything at all. So once again, that was 2 straight relationships where I hadn't gotten any better, hadn't learned anything about myself, hadn't learned anything about what I want from somebody. I hadn't really seen any of that. This time, after it was over, I've haven't had those distractions, and I told myself I wasn't going to let myself get to the same place I was after the last relationship. So I've been able to evaluate everything. Over the last 5-6 years of my life, I've been able to see all the stuff that I could be better at, that I can do better in relationships and just in my life going forward. And I've been able to see all of the things that I want. Like what were the best parts of these relationships and why were they good? Why did I like those parts? And how can I look for that going forward so I can be happy moving forward in future relationships? And it has been extremely, extremely good for me because there's a lot that I need to get better at and I need to be better at with relationships and, like I said, just in life in general. And sometimes it takes just being able to step back, step away from everything and look at it from look at yourself, have an out of body experience and look at yourself from outside and be like, okay, here's what's wrong. Let's get better. So I was able to really look and see all of that stuff and for the first time. And I think it's been really, really healthy and good for me to do that. On top of that, I've told myself that I am going to get into the best physical and mental shape of my life, and being in a really good physical shape will help with my mental. So I hit the gym Monday through Friday last week. I'm planning on hitting the gym Monday through Friday every week going forward, as being as consistent as I can. I got a couple nice things for myself, a nice new blender. I've been tracking my calories a little bit better, not everything at all times, but just trying to really understand my diet a little bit more and making sure, I really do want to get into a really, really good physical shape. I'd say I probably, with my body and physical form, probably peaked like senior year of high school, because I was constantly working out for sports and stuff, and then I got injured and it went downhill from there. So I want to get back there and I want to exceed it, and I want to be, really healthy, and I want to have that confidence in myself and, know that I look good, that type of thing. Because I want to have that mentality of, knowing that I'm a catch, right? Like I just want to be confident in myself moving forward. And once again, it's having a healthy lifestyle too, I think is really important. But confidence is another major thing, because it's like, it's sometimes hard to see it, but personally, like once again, over this past week, I think I am a catch, I think anyone would be lucky to date me. And yeah, I have flaws, I do. Everybody does, but I don't mean to go basic white girl here, but like I feel like I'm different from a lot of guys that are in their early 20s and college guys. Like I feel like I'm really unique, and that's what makes it fun and exciting. And I've got a bunch of all over the place hobbies and interests, which keeps somebody on your toes, because I could talk about sports, I could talk about video games, I could talk about anime all day, I could talk about cooking. There's all of these different things that I can have a conversation about, because I'm genuinely interested and passionate about those things. And my whole personality is not doing keg stands on Friday nights at a party or anything. It's, no offense if anybody was kind of that frat guy, but and I think that getting to that, top, peak physical form that I want to be at, and getting that mentality up is going to be really good for me to really drill it into my head that, somebody would be lucky to have me. I don't want to keep thinking what's wrong with me. Why are they leaving? No, people would be lucky. And I'm sorry that this glare is literally right on the camera right now. I can't do much about it. But hopefully it's not there for too long. So that's been part of what I've been doing. And like I said, the whole mental side of things kind of comes with that confidence and all that other stuff. And now that I've been able to kind of step back, see everything, know what I need to do for a future relationship, whether it's if Archie wants to come back by that point, then I would love to try things again. I would. But if not, if I am going to be moving on and finding somebody completely different and going into a whole new relationship, then, I feel like that's her loss. And I feel like because I've been able to grow and learn about all this stuff, and because I'm going to get into this really healthy mentality and healthy physical body, right? I feel like, and because I was able to I know what my standards are now, like I know exactly what I want to look for in a relationship going forward. I feel like whatever next relationship I'm in, whether it's trying it again with her, which is out of my hands, that's out of my control, that's up to her, that's not for me to decide, or if it's with somebody else, it's going to be the kind of relationship that William Shakespeare himself will be scratching at his grave, reaching his hand out and trying to write a story about it. The Bonnie and Clyde without the, crime, which is kind of the whole reason anyway, it's going to be a really good one. I truly believe that. And for those of you that were around after my ex before this most recent one cheated on me, I said, I think I might have even said it in a video after that, I'm on a hunt to find my 02. For those of you that aren't anime enthusiasts, basically I'm on a hunt to find that person who's right for me, has my back no matter what, always gonna be there, just like the pinnacle of relationship person. And that's my 02. And if things don't work out here, and like I said, this is really the ball's in her court. I don't want to go into too much detail because it's not fair, but essentially she just didn't want to be in a relationship right now. She wanted to focus on herself, work on herself, and just be on her own for right now. And if she wants to come back and try again, then maybe she is my 02. If not, then she's not my 02, and that means somebody else is. So that means we're back on the hunt to find my 02. And I know she's out there. I know that right person, that 02, is out there. And like I said, now that I know all of this stuff about myself and know all of this stuff that I need to look for, I really think whatever relationship I'm in next is going to be unbelievably strong and powerful. And that being said, it's not easy. I still have moments throughout my day where I think about the good times, the really good memories we had, especially with holiday season coming up. I mean, we've got the zoo lights that we went to, me, Bill, and her all getting matching pajamas and baking cookies. Thanksgiving is a big one for my family, and having her spend that with me. All these festivals that we went to, there's been a lot, and it was only a year. And I know that there's probably a lot of you out there that are like, shut the hell up, man. You only dated for a year. That's nothing. But when you feel like you have that connection with somebody and you make so many different memories in that year, and you think about the future with them, and you see yourself with them for a long time, it's still having that kind of person taken away or leave, having that type of person leave is really, really difficult, regardless of how long it's been. And I know that I'm not, I know a lot of you guys have gone through stuff like this and a lot worse, but it still hurts, and it's still not easy to deal with every day. And, you're left sitting there wondering why and being confused, and it was so out of left field that it was just almost I was almost in a state of shock originally. And it's just something that like I said, you kind of have to realize that I did what I could do. There's nothing left that I could do. Which means if it's going to happen, then it's going to happen. If it's not, then it's not. Like I said, I can't, my 02's out there somewhere. And if it wasn't her, then that means I got to find the real one. I got to get through the imposters to find the real one. And it's hard to think about. It really is. But like I said, I mean, it's something that over this past week, you have to find ways to get yourself through it. And that's just one of the things that's worked for me is understanding that if I just work on myself, get where I want to be, and if I, have a lot of stock in myself, invest in myself, everything will fall into place. I don't want this whole mess to take away from the fact that I'm graduating college in December. That's not everybody says they do. Like, that's a big accomplishment. I should be proud of myself for that. I have multiple job interviews coming up. I might have a good job lined up for as soon as I'm done with college. I've been blessed, absolutely blessed to have 3 unbelievable friends in my life that have been there since kindergarten. That have been just unreal in helping with this situation and just in general, and people that I know have my back, and to have a community like this that I've been able to build from making content is, there are so many good things going on, and it's hard to think about them when you've got a really big bad thing that happens. But like I said, if I work on all that stuff and I keep doing the stuff that's good for me and the stuff that makes me happy, and I get happier with myself and who I am as a person, then the rest will fall in. It'll all get itself into place. That puzzle will build itself. And like I said, it still sucks every day because, I wanted to build that puzzle with my ex-girlfriend now. But that's not what she wanted. And like I said, I did everything I could. So it's fully out of my hands. So I need to just not worry about it and step forward one step at a time. There was a quote from a book. I don't know which book it was, but I think I saw it the quote was on Instagram or Twitter or some sort of degenerate site. I don't know. But it was basically, when you're going through something like this, and I'm still in this stage where, I'm saying all these things, but I still can't really see my way out. I'm lost in a forest, right? And I can't see the exit. I have no idea where the exit is. Can't see it. But when you are lost in a forest and can't see an exit, stop trying to find the exit and instead look down, take a look at your feet, and just find your next step. And then take your next step. And then one step at a time, as you look down and watch as you take one step at a time, eventually you will get out of that forest and you'll find your way out. And some people it might take longer, some people it might be shorter distance to get out of that forest. But you will find a way out if you just take that one step at a time. And that's been something that's really, really helped a lot. And hearing your guys' stories too have helped a lot. Just knowing that some of you guys have done that and taken those next steps and gotten out of the forest and seen the other side, seen the greener pastures, the brighter stuff that's at the end of the forest there. And it's comforting and helpful to just hear that, like, it is going to be fine. Because initially you're like, this is terrible. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. How am I going to get through this? I'm lost, confused, and you're just kind of reeling for something. And hearing stories of other people who have gotten through it and seen the other side and have said, like, been in almost the exact same situation where, you think you find that one, you think you find your 0-2, right? And then it turns out, you put this time and emotion and effort into it, and then you find out it's not 0-2. And then you're left sitting there like, what the fuck? I really thought this was it, But you keep pushing forward, and then you end up realizing, oh, wait, here's my zero. There's another 0-2. That's the real one. And, people have ended up happier than ever after these types of situations. And like I said, it's something that I'm not going to be rushing anything, but like I'm going to be just focused on myself and letting things fall into place. But it was really, really helpful to hear that kind of stuff and just know going forward is going to be like things will work out. But I think it's really important that you have to kind of get yourself where you want to be, you know, for your own sake, for once. And I haven't done that in a while, and I've been going to the gym has felt great. Once again, I haven't gone to the gym 5 days a week, maybe ever in my life. Even when I was at peak high school, going practices every day were kind of workouts, but just getting back to that super healthy and physically fit and all this stuff that is where I want to be. Those are my goals. I set them and I'm going to try to get them. And then let everything else kind of work itself out. I think it's super important. And being able to have those standards for whatever the next relationship is also something that I think is going to be really important for me as well. And like I said, it would have been a lot harder to get here without you guys and my friends and family to help me through. But yeah, it's really, it's not easy. And life in general just isn't easy. Even when things are going well, it's still not easy. But the only thing you can do, another quote that really helped me, and this might not help some people, but this helped me a lot, was, even if I didn't have all these stories from you guys and you guys telling me you've gone through similar things, deep down, whatever you're going through, more than likely somebody has gone through it before. And more than likely somebody has taken that situation and absolutely bodied it. Just absolutely nailed it, used that situation to make themselves better, to grow, and to end up in a much better place than they were before that situation, regardless of what it is. And that's what I want to do. I want to take this, and it's not something I want to be doing, but I think overall it's good for me to really sit back, reassess everything, and finally start doing some stuff for me, like do some really good stuff for me. Because I haven't taken care of myself how I should. And it sucks, and it's still right now, it's still kind of hard getting that passion back for like games and stuff, because like I said, when all this happened, it made everything feel so insignificant. Even my graduation and job interviews felt insignificant, because it was like, well, what's the point if I can't do this right? What the hell's the point? But I was just looking at it the wrong way, and I think it's been a really good week for me. And it's not, like I said, the days are still hard in general, but at least I'm much, much happier with what I'm doing, where I'm going, the steps that I'm taking, and my outlook on the future, I think, is much, much brighter than it was a week ago. I will find my 0-2 regardless. I firmly believe that. And like I said, whether it's her or whether it's somebody else, she's out there, and I'll find her. And I tell you what, when that happens, I can't wait. I'm excited for it. I really am. I think it's going to be unbelievable, and just something that I think I deserve. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but we all have flaws and whatnot. But I've been through 3 sets of character development now, and this is the first time where my character has actually developed from it and not just been distracted or in pain afterwards. But I've actually finally been able to use it. And like I said, it wouldn't have been easy to do. I don't know if I would have been able to do it without you guys and my friends, of course. So just another huge thank you to all you guys out there. And I want you all to know, I appreciate you guys more than anything. I really appreciate you guys. And if you're going through something, then please don't hesitate to reach out to me, to anybody else in the comments, in the community. Talk to each other. It's really good to talk about it. And it's really good to know, it's comforting to know other people are going through something like that too. It sucks because none of us deserve it. None of us deserve the pain and everything that we have to deal with on a daily basis. And it sucks because it's always the people, the scars that last on you, metaphorical scars that last, are always made by people you love. The people you hate are, you don't really care, but the people that you love are the ones that are able to have the kind of power to leave those scars. And that's what sucks about it the most. None of us deserve to be in that kind of pain, but talking about it and going through it with somebody is, I can assure you, 100 times better than trying to do it alone. I did that when I got cheated on, and going through it alone was really detrimental to my health and everything. And I've turned this into a positive for my health. I don't think I've spent less in the 5 days I went to the gym. I think I was in there like an hour and a half every day, hitting cardio 4 times a week, core 4 times a week, arms and chest twice a week, back and shoulders twice a week, and then legs once. I mean, I feel good. I'm happier with where I am now compared to a week ago, and I'm just going to keep making progress and keep getting better for myself. So like I said, that way when I am in that next relationship, I can be at the peak of my peak of my existence, physically and mentally, and I can translate that to make somebody else happy, or to help exacerbate somebody else's happiness, and make sure that the other person's doing the same for me. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to ramble about everything for a little bit. It's been a really difficult but good week of growing and getting better. And hopefully next week's going to be a lot of the same. I finished Cyberpunk Edgerunners this week, and I'll have the shark scale up when I'm back from the break, but Cyberpunk Edgerunners was phenomenal. It was beautifully done. I'm watching Vinland Saga now. I'm getting back into that. I've been reading manga a lot more than I was before because my nights are ending a little bit earlier, so I have more time to read manga. It's been a really, really good week for me, and I'm excited for this next week off, but I'm also going to be excited to get back to making content as well. So once again, I think one more week is good for me to really get this finish thinking about everything, finish working through everything, getting this schedule drilled into my head of hitting the gym 5 times a week, and just making sure that I have all of my, have myself back in fully intact. The days are still going to be difficult. I mean, for I'm sure the foreseeable future, I'm still going to have days that aren't easy when it comes to this topic specifically. But regardless, I think the next week's going to be good for me to just take off. And I know you guys will understand. I'm not worried about it. I mean, like I said, after that last video, I am just still mind blown at the community. But I hope you guys are all doing well. It's always, it's weird not talking to any of you guys for like a week, other than like a small select few, but hopefully you guys are all doing well. I know that there was at the day this video goes up, there was a gunfire update 2 days ago. I don't know if I'll make an update video because it'll be like over a week. It'll be like a week and a half late. So I don't know if I'll make a video talking about the update, but hopefully you guys have been enjoying the update. There wasn't that much. But hopefully you guys are just, getting up every day and pushing through, because you all deserve it. You guys deserve to keep pushing to get to those better days that are ahead. And for those of you that are in the better days, then you more than likely had to push through some shit to get there. So congratulations on getting through to that other side. I'll be joining y'all soon. Just one step at a time for now, and we'll get there. But anyways, I rambled for a while. Like I said, I don't know. I just kind of like talking about this. It just helps. and makes me feel a little bit better. So I know a lot of you guys aren't going to listen to the whole thing, but if you did, appreciate it. Maybe you're going through some stuff, and like I said, just keep pushing every single day. You know, you're worth it. You deserve it. And you got a lot of good things coming. We all do. So, you know, try to just keep your head up and keep making that push. And I'm excited to see where I go in the future. You know, I'm excited to see the adventures I go on and who I go on those adventures with. And I'm excited to see how everybody in this community grows. I genuinely hope you guys all are, you know, doing good, or at least pushing through every single day and taking those steps forward. So feel free to reach out in Discord. I'm checking Discord every so often still. I'm actually about to look right now that I remembered. So feel free to reach out there. And like I said, I really want to thank you guys and hopefully be back next Monday. The schedule might get a little weird once I'm back, especially for streaming, just because I've been hitting the gym after I get back from classes, and normally I would stream after I get back from classes. So maybe the streams will be a little shorter. Maybe they'll just start a little later. I'm not positive yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, I just want to keep living in the moment, taking it one step at a time, and really just getting myself back to peak Mako. And peak Mako is dangerous. All right, peak Mako is you know, an absolute unit, and physically, mentally, emotionally, everything. So I'm ready for it. But seriously, thank you guys. Hopefully you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I love each and every one of your faces, and I will see you all very soon. Peace.